So the big question is this: how do you lose all the weight that you want and actually keep it off for the rest of your life, while trying to make sense of all the noise that comes from the weight loss industry? That is the question. And this podcast will give you the answers.
G'day guys, and welcome to the next episode of the Weight Loss Secrets podcast. My name is Baron Grant and I'm wrapped to be with you for another day, another tip. Some ideas that might help you to make changes in your life to lose all the weight that you want, be healthy, stay fit and active for the rest of your life. No gimmicks, no bull crap, no nonsense, keto gummy bears or any nonsense like that that's going to miraculously make the fat melt away. We're just about facts that really work and changes that you can make in your life so it can be long lasting. We talk about lots of things on this channel. We talk about in this podcast, we talk about different types of weight loss approaches that are kind of crazy, different ones that actually work, and then we'll also talk about your mindset and what things you've got to change in your head if you really want to lose the weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Now, this maybe has a warning, this episode, because I'm going to be pretty brutally honest, and maybe I'm always brutally honest, but I think sometimes this is the hardest part of weight loss, is accepting why you are where you are and not looking for any other reasons why that is. And you'll see that by the title. For me, this is all about helping us understand that we are where we are because of what we've put in our mouths. And until we accept that wholly and solely, no exceptions, you'll never actually make the long-term change that you need to, because there's always a reason or a thing or an excuse or something that has more value than what it really does. We put more value on it than what it really does. And until we just accept that I created it, it's all me, and I'm going to make the change, we actually just can't move at all in this process. Every day, literally, I talk to, I would have done over 10,000 calls to people who are struggling with their weight. And they could be struggling starting at 59 kilos or struggling starting at 180 kilos, right? So, or 200 plus kilos. It doesn't matter where someone's starting point is. What matters is, are they really ready to change? I always ask a question at the end of lots of calls that I do, and I ask this question. I say, weight loss is simple. It takes 4 steps. You need a positive mindset. So you've got to believe you can win. You need clean eating, the right clean eating. There's lots of nonsense that's spoken about. You need the right clean eating. You need lots of water, and you need walking or movement of some description every single day. And that's the question I ask, or that's the message I share with the question that's followed up is, how motivated are you to do those things every day to get to your goal weight? Because frankly, if you're motivated, you can make change and you're ready. And motivation levels obviously go up and down, but if you're not willing and ready to do those things, you don't really want it. That's the real honest part of this conversation. My kids are budding AFL footballers and they want to play in the AFL, and I have frequent conversations with them if they're not training hard enough, and just say, what do you want to do? I want to play in the AFL. Well, no you don't, because you're not doing the work to actually get there. So don't kid yourself. If you want it, do the work. If you don't want it, then move on and do something else. And that's the same with weight loss. And today's message is all about, if you're in a place that you're not happy, then change. But change it for the rest of your life. Because unless you change it for the rest of your life, it's just a joke. It's just a moment in time. It's just another silly diet that's not going to get you anywhere you want to be. But taking responsibility first is really, 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 really important. I can't say that enough. Till we completely own that we did this, we can't ever get to where we want to be ever again, right? And so my body is created by what I choose to feed it every day. Your body is created by what you choose to feed it every day. No exceptions. There might be 0.05% of the population that have some sort of crazy illness that causes them to gain weight of some description, but don't think you're in that group, because generally you will not be. It's calories. Fat is calories. It comes from calories, and when we get our body to use those calories, they miraculously disappear. There's nothing miraculous about it. But what I want to give a couple of tips, but I just want to frame it up first. We are where we are because of what we choose to eat and drink. The drink that we choose is sometimes even worse than the food that we choose. So I've had lots of conversations just recently with people about alcohol, wine. And I always am really honest and I say, hey, I might not be a guy. Because if you're serious about losing weight, you can't drink alcohol and lose weight at the same time. Because if you have one drink, at the end of the day, you have a glass of wine, you've undone all the work you've done in the day. So it's just, you can't have it both ways. You've got to make the decision that you want to be healthy or not. But what I want to sort of go through predominantly is understanding that the change has to be long lasting. When we understand that we are where we are because of what we put in our mouths and we accept it and we own it, then we can realize that we can never do what we did again, or we'll go back to where we were. So if we accept that our eating habits created our body that is 85 kilos, our body that is 75 kilos, our body that is 140 kilos, whatever the size you are right now, you did it. Cool, that's great. It's not about shame, it's not about any of that sort of stuff. I have to be careful, everything's fat phobia now or anything like that. But you did it, I did it, we all did it, we made choices and that's cool. But you're in total and utter control of where it goes next. But it can't be, but I like these foods and I want to keep eating them. Well, then if you like those foods the best, then keep gaining weight or stay where you are. You can't have it both ways. So healthy people make good decisions about their food every single day. You don't always see them, but that's what's happening. So if you want to get healthy, it's got to be a distinct change in headspace and lifestyle to eat healthy for the rest of your life. I always say you do have to eat clean and different to lose weight, but the food that you eat to lose weight needs to be the food that you literally eat for the rest of your life. And the reason I like talking about this so much is because people look for magical things or think their body's broken, and so they're looking for these magical cures. I just finished working with a guy over the course of 9 weeks. David, I'm going to have him on a podcast soon because he's a freaking champion, right? He used to eat loads of chocolate and he'll tell his story, right? And I remember a week into the program or 2 weeks and he goes, I didn't go to the lolly aisle, Baron, first time in ages, and I didn't even want to go to the lolly aisle because suddenly he's giving his body good nutrients. But sometimes we look for problems in our body, things that have caused us to gain weight, instead of looking at the cause, which is always food. So when we look at it, David lost about 20 kilos in the 9 weeks, but he had times that he did really well and times that he didn't do so well. Still lost 20 kilos in the 9 weeks. But his blood sugars, just had a blood test the other day, so he wanted to wait till after the blood test before we did the podcast. But his blood sugars went down from 6.3 to 5.4, much healthier range, that's good. But his cholesterol went down from 6.2 to 3.7. And his blood pressure is down, I don't know what the top end was, but now he's down to 120 over 70, and he's been on blood pressure medication that he no longer needs to take. How flippin' good. The things that are the biggest challenges in our lives are these 3 things: high blood pressure, high blood sugars, and high cholesterol. They're the cause of most serious illnesses in our lives. And for the most part, it is 100% about our diet. But doctors will prescribe drugs for most of those things. You think about it. High blood pressure, oh, here's a pill. High cholesterol, oh, here's a pill. High blood sugar, high blood pressure, whatever. I think I've repeated it. But all of those things, when you go to the doctors, they require pills. None of them require pills, really. They require changing diet. So it fixes so much stuff in our bodies when we take ownership that we don't have a problem, we are kind of the problem. And when we accept that we are kind of the problem, man, it's powerful because you're in control to make the change. It doesn't matter about anybody else. You can become the weight that you want because you created it, so you get to create the next chapter. That's what's really exciting for me. You're in control of it, nobody else. So there's 2 tips that I want you to go away with today after my little rant, which is all about owning it. Own your space, right? Own that you did this and own that you can fix it, and you 100% can, right? Here's my 2 tips. Number 1 is you've got to take personal responsibility. Completely and utterly own it. Don't try and find ways that somehow this weight has come on you. No, you did it. That's what you put in your mouth. That's really important. So don't look for, I see so many people go down the rabbit hole of thyroids. I've worked with hundreds upon hundreds of people who have issues with their thyroid. They're taking thyroxine. They've had all these different issues. Not one of them has had any problem losing weight when they start eating the right foods. Same with People who say, I've got a slow metabolism, or Baron, I think I've broken my metabolism. You can't break your metabolism. What does that even mean? I hear that all the time. When you eat the right food, it will come off. When you eat the wrong food, it will come on. And it doesn't matter if you eat you think you're eating super healthy food. If it's the wrong food and it's too dense in calories, you'll still gain weight. So the right food is always the right food for weight loss. But you have to, first off, like I said, my first point is take total and utter personal responsibility. I even hear things about, my mum fed me this, or my dad fed me that, or they created this problem in my head. That is a waste of a discussion. Yeah, everybody has challenges growing up, but we've got to make a decision and go, what do I want in my life? I've got to get laser focused on what the hell I'm trying to achieve here. And if I'm serious about losing weight and being healthy for the rest of my life, then I've got to make healthy choices every day for the rest of my life. If you love chocolate and you're 120 kilos and you've eaten a block of chocolate every 2 days for your whole life and you want to be healthy, you can never ever do that again. You can never eat a block of chocolate once every 2 days. It doesn't matter how much you like it, how much you love it, how important it is to you, how much emotional attachment there is. You can't do it. It doesn't work. It's too many calories. It's 1,000 calories in a block of chocolate. I did another podcast that it doesn't matter what you like. It matters what's good for your body. So take responsibility and own it and go, I want it. I want this too much. I did this. I created this. I'm going to make the change, right? And my second point that's super important is there's no going back, ever. You can't ever go back to the way that you ate, because I think sometimes people forget that the way they ate to get to 120 kilos, 130 kilos is somehow not going to do it all over again when you eat that way again. So you can lose weight in the best way, or you can lose weight in the wrong way, and you can lose weight a million different ways with a million different programs. All of it's bullcrap if you go back and eat the same way that created the problem in the first place. So shifting gears completely and shifting headspace around the type of food you eat forever is so important. Chocolate makes us fat. Everybody loves it, but chocolate makes us fat. So if we want to be healthy, you can't eat much of it. Doesn't matter if it's dark. It doesn't matter if it's 70% dark chocolate, or it's the fanciest chocolate in the world, and it's still crap. If we want to get healthy, we can't eat much of that stuff. So deciding to eat healthy for the rest of our lives is a big decision that we have to make. And it's about never, ever going back. Because what you did got you to where you were. If you want to be back there, then go back to it. It's about shifting for the rest of your life. And people get into me a bit sometimes and they say, Baron, you're just selling another diet. I'm telling you to stop this up and down yo-yo dieting, but your diet in general has to be better consistently. So I'm not selling just another diet. I'm trying to help people make change so that they live healthy for the rest of their lives. When I used to own my gym, I'm sure I've told this story before, when I used to own my gym, people would come to me and they'd say, oh, Baron, I want to quit the gym. And I'm like, okay, yeah, well, tell me what's happened. Why would you want to do that? And they said, it's not working for me. So we would have a discussion and I was like, okay, so what's not working for you? Well, it's just not working. I'm not getting my results. So I said, let me talk about what you're trying to achieve, and let's look at when you came to the gym last. That's confronting, because all of these people that were quitting, for the most part, were coming to the gym once every 3 months, or once a month, or once every 3 weeks. And I said, well, it's not the gym that's not working, it's you that's not working. You're not doing anything. See that machine over there and that machine over there? They all work. Look at them, beautiful. You don't use them. You can't gain muscle by osmosis. You can't just look at the machine and muscle comes onto your body. You have to do it. And they're like, well, how often? I said, every freaking day. It has to be your whole life. People who are shredded in the gym, they train every freaking day. I'm listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger's book right now. He's unreal. I could listen to him for hours and hours on end. But he used to train like a behemoth every day. 5 and 6 hours in the gym every single day. Everyone's like, oh, he took drugs. Yeah, of course they all took drugs. That's fine. Who cares? The work you have to do, you can't just take drugs and get massive. The work he did in the gym was obscene every single day, right? And so if you want to make change, you've got to eat good every single day. You've got to walk or move, however that movement is, whether you go for a swim, whether you go for a ride, whether you go for a walk, you don't have to bust your body, but you've got to move every single day. And so what I'm saying is not sexy, right? And, you know, probably other dudes who are talking about how you can eat whatever you want and lose weight. You know what? They'll get 800 million views and then people will do their crap and they won't lose any weight. If you want to get healthy, you've got to make consistent changes. Consistency is the magic pill. It's the magic pill that nobody wants to swallow. Or not many, some do. Some people I talk to, I tell you what, they're awesome. They're like, Baron, I stuffed up. I'm eating crap. I'm so sick of it. I don't want to do it anymore. Let's go. I'm ready to make change. Those guys just pump out 15, 20 kilos in 9 weeks. Go on, they keep it off. They're happy. Because their headspace is in the right space. They're not telling me that they've got menopause issues or thyroid issues or hormonal issues, or they might say they've got those issues, but they're not blaming their weight gain on that stuff, which is confronting, because who am I? I'm some bloke telling you that it's not going to make much of a difference having that stuff, those issues in your body, but it really doesn't. When you eat the right foods consistently, the weight always comes off every time. It's not rocket science, but you've got to be willing to make those changes. Man, I've spoken way too much today. What are my 2 points? The topic, then the 2 points, huh? We are where we are because of what we've eaten. We have to change the way we eat if we want to lose weight and not look for any other reason. So number 1, take personal responsibility. Own it. You did it. I did it. We all did it. We are where we are. Our bodies are a complete outcome of the food choices and the drink choices that we've made in our lives. If we want our body to look better, feel better, act better, move better, we have to make better choices. And when we do that, we feel freaking amazing. That's the side effect that nobody talks about. You feel freaking amazing when you lose the weight. It's not about just how you look, it's how you feel inside. And number 2, make the decision that this time that you start to lose weight, you decide to do it for the rest of your life. Not lose weight for the rest of your life, eat healthy for the rest of your life. And the journey of eating healthy will just get you there really quick. So the weight will come off and it can stay off, and you can still eat some crap occasionally. Healthy people eat crap frequently, well, not frequently, infrequently. You know, maybe you have, instead of having a chocolate 3 times a week, you have a chocolate once or twice a month. That's going to be okay. But not until you get to your goal weight. Get there first, and then you can have some of that crap as well. So it's not about never having it, but it's about having it way less than you ever did before. I have absolute belief that you can get to any weight that you want to be, as long as it's still healthy. But you can do it. You can get to where you want to be. You don't need any gimmicks. You don't need any fancy stuff. All the food you need. If you're in Australia, I know I have other people overseas looking at it and listening to it. If you're in Australia, all your food's from Coles and Woolies. I don't know what your shops are over in the States, but your basic supermarkets, wherever you might be listening to this. I spoke to someone in Ireland the other day, but wherever you are listening to this, everything you need is from your basic supermarket, your greengrocers, everything is there. You don't need fancy stuff. You just have to make the decision and be commitment and decide to eat differently for the rest of your life. When you do that, you will win. You'll feel freaking amazing. The weight will come off, and it's simple. It's so simple. But, you know, I do run a business. If you need help on the journey, click the link below, book a call with me. Let's have a chat and see if I can help you as well. But I wish you all the best. Go out, make the call, make the decision to make the change you want to make for the rest of your life. No more up and down yo-yo crap. Let's lose it and just be healthy and move every day and eat good food for the rest of your life. We'll talk later. Take care.